44-year-old college English professor was arrested yesterday on Monday in Colorado. He is accused of killing his wife and their 2-month-old infant daughter. This is unbelievable. Nicholas Michael Bust teaches English at Regis University, and this is in Denver, and he was taken into custody on Monday, July 29th. He's being held on 1 count of first-degree murder for killing his wife. Everything else is still under investigation. The names of the victims have not been released just yet. Reportedly on Monday at around 6:52 a.m., authorities responded to a 911 call at an apartment. Police said the caller was Nicholas, and he told the dispatcher that he found his wife on the ground bleeding and their infant daughter not breathing. When first responders got to the scene, they found an adult woman who looked like she was suffering from several blunt force injuries. It was said the woman was near a bassinet along the wall in a bedroom, and the baby was in the bed, or I guess in the bassinet. The adult female was taken to a local hospital where she was later pronounced deceased. She died shortly after she arrived at the hospital. As of now, it was said that authorities think that Nicholas beat his wife to death. Now, as I said, they also found his infant 2-month-old daughter inside the home. Police did say, though, that the child had no visible injuries. Officers then took Nicholas to police headquarters for questioning, and he allegedly told the investigators that his wife's injuries were from a fall she had. However, after more investigating, authorities found that the injuries were not consistent with a fall. Authorities also said they found bruising and blood on Nicholas's knuckles, along with scratches on his neck. It was also said that his knuckles were swollen and his hands looked like they had been used to strike something. Police immediately took pictures of his hands and bagged them. He told detectives that only he, his wife, and the infant were at the apartment during the time of the incident. So based on all of this information, he was detained on suspicion of murdering his wife. I read that his wife had brutal wounds like a skull fracture, bruising along her arms, head, torso, collarbone, hips, and abrasions to both shoulders. And she had multiple facial injuries. It definitely sounds like it was a personal killing. Now listen to what else I read. A prosecutor stated that this is Nicholas's second child that has died at a very young age under odd circumstances. The other child died at 3 months old due to cranial injuries, and that's very odd to me. Neighbors spoke to a local news outlet and said this hit way too close to home. The neighbor said he watched authorities outside of the apartment building tending to an adult male who was throwing up and getting his hands wrapped by medics, and then he was put in handcuffs. Now, the Denver Medical Examiner's Office will perform autopsies on both victims to try and determine the exact cause and manner of their deaths. So more charges with the infant may be pending for Nicholas. Reportedly, Nicholas earned his PhD in medieval languages and literature from the University of Texas at Austin, where he also worked there in the past as a professor. I read that the college where he was employed at since 2014, they're very shocked about this, and it was said they are distressed. Nicholas is currently being held on a $5 million cash bond, and I read that his arraignment was this afternoon, but I don't have any word on how that went yet. Authorities have stated this investigation is indeed ongoing, and they've asked anyone with more information about this case to please contact Crime Stoppers at 720-913-7867. My heart and prayers go out to all who knew and loved the baby and the adult woman. You truly just never know who somebody is behind closed doors, really.